How do we look, Alan? How do we look? Since Joey, yeah. He'll be gone for about a month. Oops. Haha. They can't hear us at all? You might have to. Hold on. Well, first we gotta make sure they can hear us. I am trying to see what is going on. Hold on a sec. They can hear me, but they can't hear the rest of you, huh? I don't know. If they can even hear you, right? Like, apparently you just hear me. I'm trying to see what's going on, because I can hear you guys. Oh, I think I know what it is. Give me a sec. Give me a momento. Yeah. Okay, they can hear us now? There we go. What happened? They still can't hear? They still can't hear? Trying to see what's going on. Right now I'm using XSplit. Trying to see what's going on. Right now I'm using XSplit. Trying to see what's going on. Right now. There goes Soup. Yeah, Soup ran away. I might have to switch over to OBS at this point then. And everything goes wrong. You guys just can't do hangouts by yourself like a normal person? Of course, never. Does this sound... Okay, everybody try talking. Let's see if that's worked. Farewell. Can someone test audio on the other side?
A, B, C. I don't even know anymore.
Always be closing.
That's all I know now. Closing. Thank you.
Okay, so it looks like this is
Honut says there, it's working. We can hear.
Really?
Awesome Gamer says we hear someone.
You hear me because you probably hear me coming through Chris's headphones because I'm loud as shit.
Yeah, that could be it, but you still can't hear everybody else, huh?
Yeah. Is there something wrong with it, or is there?
Says we can hear.
Is there? Oh wait, no. Check your XSplit to see if you're recording audio from the browser or from the.
Oh, that says he hears all of us.
Yeah, I'm listening to the stream right now. I can hear all of our voices. It's like a delay.
Okay. Cut number 3. Welcome to episode 70 of the Game and Talk podcast. Joey is currently fixing himself and healing from major burns, 3rd degree from the sun. Came right to him full speed.
So
this is the 4th time I said that joke so far. Welcome to the Game and Talk episode 70
podcast.
My name is Alan of the Stuttering Podcast, and with me as always is Chris Del Castillo.
Yellow. And Alan, don't turn around too much. I can see the reflection of your monitor on the painting behind you.
Okay, I fixed it.
But I like looking at myself through his computer.
Okay, I completely fixed it. You can kind of see the smash medal that I have won at E3, but we'll get to that later. We also have Kyle of the Super Gaming.
Of the Super Gaming realm, if you will. Welcome to me. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and of course we have a special guest with us, Andres from Nuke the Fridge and the lunch buffet.
The Breakfast Club.
I almost said Breakfast Club.
Hi, thank you. It's me, Charlemagne the God. Just wanted to stop by and talk about E3 with people in Sacramento. So
we don't even have to go to a shrine. The God comes to us and we pay the respects. So
yeah, thanks for having me.
Say respect.
It's been a long week. I'm not going to really ask how everybody's week was because it's been just such a jam-packed week, and we all know what we've done. Everyone's known what we've done. We've been at E3. We've been right down the street, down the dang old 5-minute walk to the convention center, all together like the real world, except for Andres, who stayed at home and held down the fort.
I watched the EA conference, so I did nothing.
I'm sorry.
You chose poorly.
You chose poorly.
Okay, so I've been editing a bit of like a little recap video of E3, and I don't know if you guys noticed it during the Ubisoft conference. Elijah Wood like turned his head to one of the cameras, and he just went, "No." he just randomly did that mid-sentence, and I've been just using that forever. Like since then, it's amazing. So if I reference that too many times, just stop me now.
I'll stop.
But thank you. So we're going to basically recap a lot of the stuff that we saw during E3, some of the stuff we thought was just the dumbest stuff. And then some of it was some of the coolest stuff, which I wanted to get to first. Activision had a pretty good conference. Anybody had any notable things?
No, you know what? Sekiro, that's all I got to say.
There you go.
That's what caught me the most.
Sekiro is made from software, and it's Miyazaki's next game, and oh my god, it looks so good.
It had this, like, Tenchu kind of feel to it.
Yes. I just love how we went over there and he described everything, and I felt like, wow, that just seems so plausible. It actually feels like something realistic, and I was like, oh, he has a bionic arm that's made of his
see what Joey just said?
No, I do not.
He said Activision didn't even have a press conference, dumbass.
Oh, how dare you! I'm reading an article. I'm doing my best, Joseph.
That's our host for you today, right?
He's just, I know, right? Fake news all around.
No, but it was announced at the Xbox press conference.
At the Xbox conference. Sorry, I'm just looking at an article that like explains all the games from different companies. So that's something. So I guess I should probably stick to my own damn schedule. So I guess we're going to talk about PlayStation first.
Yes.
Fair enough.
Why don't we just go in order?
Yeah.
What was first then?
At first was Microsoft. Well, actually, first was Microsoft because we're not counting EA.
Yeah.
So Microsoft had probably the best press conference to me out of the big three.
I agree. I completely agree.
Which I wish Nintendo and Sony had like a little better one, so we can kind of like go, you know what? I liked about this. I like this from Sony. I like that from Nintendo. The only thing I liked from Nintendo was Smash Brothers. But that,
that was their main focus.
But that, of course, was what, like 30 minutes by itself?
Yeah, it was like up to
Yeah.
28 minutes. Yeah.
But Joey, I said the big three.
Yeah, Joey.
Dumbass.
Who's the
Got it.
dumbass now? You you goofy ass. But Xbox did honestly, to me, it had the best conference. It had something for everybody. It opened up with Halo Infinite, which
Yeah.
is the next game. I know Kyle was extremely excited to see that.
I only had to change my pants twice during launch.
coming in 2025.
Oh, probably. That's like going to be a launch title for the
I
Scarlet.
know what your favorite game, Kyle, that made you have to change your pants a second time.
Oh,
Gears
yeah,
of War
we'll
Pop.
talk about that, I'm sure.
Gears
No.
of War Pop. That's what you
Oh,
got
yeah.
excited for.
Absolutely.
Now the trailer had a really good whole thing. Had the ODST finding Master Chief without his helmet. He had the little cool shot, and apparently it's with a new engine. So I'm super down for it.
Oh, what's the new engine?
It's
Wow.
called the Slip Space engine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It,
it
looks like
good.
it looks like it's pretty much an enhanced engine that was used to create the original trilogy.
It looks like it
Hold on,
enhanced
Kyle,
the textures. At least.
I loved when somebody was rocking right behind you. You can see the reflection in the Alien poster.
Yeah,
So it gives you like that horror feeling.
something's looming right behind him. We got a couple other things. You had Forza. We had an update on Crackdown. But at this point, do you guys even care about Crackdown 3?
No.
I mean, I cared at one point.
Yeah. I
Uh,
cared when they were still announcing it for this year, to be honest. And they
I
just
don't
went,
know.
"Hey, this is the 5th delay that we're gonna have. Trust us, it's good."
I'm gonna buy it because like I've played. I love the first two entries in the series.
You're not gonna buy it.
Uh,
You're just gonna play it on the Xbox Pass.
Right. Well, same
That doesn't
difference.
count,
Right.
that does not count as
What?
buying.
Speaking of which, I just want to like point this out. Phil Spencer did an interview at E3. Game sales are actually up. Like he said he didn't have an exact number. That was some. He's like, you'd have to talk to our PR rep for that. But he said game sales are up for the Xbox ever since the Xbox Game Pass has launched because people are playing it almost like it's a demo and saying,
Yeah,
well,
exactly. They're
I
trying
want
it out.
yeah, exactly. I want to play this offline. So or well, I guess you could do that anyways. But you know what I mean.
As much as I want to say that, like, this game is probably the reason why the whole game sales are up, and the whole reason Game Pass succeeds a lot more is probably Sea of Thieves. Definitely Sea of Thieves, because it gives you the chance to play a few hours into it. But then when people go, "Oh, this is really good. I'm going to go buy the game," they buy the game, and then it's like, "Oh, hey, this game's not complete."
Yeah.
And then they announce the expansion,
Yeah.
which is going to be just as good. You got the
Or you just wait for Skull and Bones.
that's a smarter idea right there.
I don't even want to get into that right now.
I just like that face on Kyle.
Yeah, completely different games, but whatever.
We got
That's
new
like saying
Cuphead.
Halo. That's like saying Halo and Ratchet and Clank are the same games because they both are shooters.
Ooh.
No, it's like Jack in Ratchet and Clank.
Sure, but you get my point.
We had Cuphead DLC. That was cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
third
yeah,
A
person.
character.
Yeah.
We got Chalice. You know, Mrs. got us $85 each. Isn't that right, Kyle?
Absolutely.
We got a bunch of Gears stuff. That was just overabundance of Gears things. We got a pop game coming out, which is really weird.
Yeah.
I'm really wondering if they're going to turn that into the new Lego series where every game's going to have a pop game.
Well, I wonder. Yeah, I thought it was super interesting because like before the rumors about 3 Gears of War games coming out, I was just like, I don't know how I feel about that. But then
Gears
like
Tactics good.
the way they announced it was like, oh, here's this pop game. You know, we know what you don't really care about that, but we wanted to announce that it's here. You know, there's the target demographic is interesting.
All
But
right,
we
guys.
won't-
Let's let Andres. He wants to say something.
Okay.
I had no idea that the Funko Pop, like Gears Pop, was referring to the Funko Pop toys.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Right? Like, it came out of nowhere. I thought it was going to be a Lego game, and they're just like, oh, here's Pop Gears.
I mean, it says it's for mobile, so I guess that fits, I suppose. So I'm not mad about that.
It'll be cool.
It's
Weirded out
probably-
in general.
Probably Microsoft's way, I guess you can say, of competing with Lego. It's something
That's
that
probably it. Yeah.
their own little IP that they can use. Will we see something maybe like a Halo one later on? Will we see more pop games? That'll be interesting. But as of right now, I don't give a crap for it.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'll tell you what, if I don't even like pops as they are, but if the game seems fun, I might check it out.
Isn't it up for download already?
Pop? No, it's. I don't think they even announced a release date.
It's
No, I
next
don't-
year.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
excited.
I know what Joey really wants to talk about. The one game he really wanted to see and didn't, Cyberpunk.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah,
Oof,
He's
boy.
talking in chat, but I just want to mess with him.
like we said.
Yeah,
we're-
Joey's
we're
living on as a ghost in a coma. Okay, I guess we'll talk about the game that no one of us got to see.
I got to see it.
Oh, you got to see it?
Yeah. I got to
That's
see
good
it
stuff.
day 2. Like, that's the first thing I did. You guys were in the pop line. I was over at the Cyberpunk.
Now, Cyberpunk is a new game from CD Projekt Red. Fantastic looking game.
Well, let's stay
the
on
line-
track quick. Let's stay on track quick. We're just
Joey's
gonna,
forcing our hand.
Joey's not even here, boys. He's
That's
in the
very
chat.
true. Okay.
We can mute him.
What's he
you know
gonna
that,
do?
right?
Type? What's he gonna write? An exclamation point?
Joey, unsubscribe. Do what you want.
But let's just finish up Microsoft really quick.
Okay, we got Gears of War 5, a trailer, or not trailer, confirmation.
Yeah.
We've got Tunic,
Well, we
which
did
is
get a
supposed to be-
trailer for Gears of War 5.
Yeah.
We got an extensive trailer, and we actually got another extended trailer after the press conference.
Oh, fantastic! I didn't see that yet.
Mhm.
We got Tunic, which is like Legend of Zelda kind of type looking game from developer Finji.
That looks
We've
so
got
good.
We've
Yeah.
got a successor to Skate 4 Session, which is going to be cool. Ori and the Will of the Wisp. Look, we don't even need to talk about it, but that's already a for sure going to be one of the best games of next year.
Mhm.
And we have We Happy Few from Gearbox. So
Well,
that's
they
good.
announced that they bought a whole bunch of studios.
Oh,
That
that's
was a
right.
Surprise.
Ninja Theory.
Ninja Theory was out of nowhere. That
was a surprise.
Yeah. It was
They
just
had a
like,
few others.
it was 4 studios, I believe they bought. Ninja Theory, I don't even remember the name of the other company.
One of the other ones was in charge of a lot of the racing games, like
Mhm.
I don't even know. But a lot of them, good for them. They picked up a lot of studios, and I feel like this is probably Xbox's best conference in years. Before we get,
Do you think any of those studios will make a big impact?
no,
I think that goes without saying that 5 new studios creating games exclusively for you will make a good impact.
But
A big one
none
at
of
that.
those, not to be mean, none of those are like extravagantly amazing. They're good, and it's good. that
What
they
are some
have
of the
more
Ninja
time.
Theory
But now they have the funding of the most lucrative companies in the world funding them. Like I mean, I get it. Like Playground Games, for me was like, oh, I honestly thought that they were already owned by Microsoft. They make all the Forza games, but now that they're given the freedom to make other games, but with the funding of Microsoft on top of that, who knows? You know, like who knows? The sky's the limit at this
What
point.
has Retro
Right.
done since they've been bought?
Retro?
Rare,
Like-
Rare.
I was like,
bad,
it's like
Sorry, what
Sorry.
has Rare done since they've been pretty much bought?
made the
Grabbed by the
most-
Ghoulies.
For the
Grabbed by the
Xbox One.
Ghoulies. Oh,
made the most played game on the platform to this date.
Well,
so
I'm not
Banjo
talking-
Kazooie.
Well, that
too.
itself is them re-releasing their older titles. I'm talking about new.
no, I'm talking about Sea of Thieves. It's the #1
Mm.
fastest selling and
It really
playing
is.
game on the console.
I can't deny
like
that.
like it or not, it's very popular.
Like I said it earlier, there's the whole reason why Game Pass is probably going really high up there right now. It's definitely because of Sea of Thieves. I remember that thing pushed Game Pass like nothing.
Because
And,
my
like-
main issue is it took Rare a while to get something this amazing out. Since
Yes.
like
I
they
think you
were
also
bought.
forget that Rare is not a huge studio. They're like
They're not,
50,
but I mean,
50
they were-
people max.
They were also regulated to Connect games for a good long while.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So that's the only thing that worries about me. Even when you're bought by a big company, it doesn't mean you're gonna see the most amazing games. Yeah, they have the funding, but at the same time, let's say like Camelot, as much as people love Mario Tennis, they're regulated to sports games, other than being able to have more freedom to do what they want.
I
Yeah.
agree with Chris. Like the whole idea that sometimes the games after getting or companies being bought out, it takes them a second to find the footing with the new funding that they get provided, with the new deadlines and how they have to do business now. So like you look at Ninja Theory.
EA?
Yeah, pull the EA. Definitely like EA's basically claim to fame is that they did Disney Infinity 3.0, they did DMC, and most recently they did Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, which I feel like is their definitive game right now. You know, so I feel like that's the whole like, okay, they're on the top of the world right now. They made an award-winning game, so let's see what they do next. So I'm hoping Microsoft knows that and they kind of like help push them towards a good game rather than Connect 3.
Yeah, I don't think the Kinect is ever coming back.
No,
No,
Connect's
that's-
dead. Just
I think all the resources that they put into Kinect are getting shifted over to HoloLens, if that's even still happening.
I was about
I
to say, what's going on with HoloLens?
look, I said it last when we were talking about Microsoft here. I want to see the HoloLens. We didn't see the HoloLens. I honestly do not care anymore because there's so many games and we got Battletoads. I do not care anymore.
But it's
Yeah.
not even being done by Rare, which is a weird part.
I'm
And
sure
I
they'll
think-
do something good.
Yeah, I think that opens up for a lot of possibilities because Microsoft has pretty much tied Rare down to doing Sea of Thieves for now, for at least for the next 4 or 5
Which
years.
makes sense because right
So if
now
we
they want to
want-
finish that.
Yeah, so if we get any games that Rare owns, they're going to have to be outsourced, such as Battletoads. If we're ever going to get my dearly beloved game Banjo-Kazooie,
Did you just
They'll-
spray while saying thy name?
we will also have
Heresy.
we will also have to get that game outsourced. So I mean, we'll see how it turns out with Battletoads before I get up in arms about that. Though.
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right, next we had Devil May Cry 5.
Oh, we did have Devil May Cry 5, and you haven't checked it out yet. Go to our video reaction.
It's like
Of
at
the crowd.
65,000 views of just
65,000.
crowd,
Thank you so much for checking it out.
which is just
Oh my goodness.
hilarious. Like, I feel bad that like all the videos that you guys have edited haven't hit the number that just one Joey recording from the top after you guys got into the press conference late, which is hilarious.
Yeah,
Painstakingly edited and spent all this time prepping videos, got all this
literally
stuff.
uploaded it on our way out of the
The
theater.
Instagram video gets 65,000 likes. It's insane.
Then
Good
we
for
had,
us,
sometime.
though.
Then we had Kingdom Hearts 3, which was a new trailer, which
Oh,
is pretty
yeah.
funny because we'll get to this later. But each press conference that showed it added a little bit more.
Mhm.
Except for Square Enix, which added like 3 seconds to the Microsoft, and Sony, which added like maybe an extra 10 seconds.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
At least we got on that one. We got all the Pirates of the Caribbean stuff. That was cool.
Yeah, that was pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Experto's back. That was good.
So then that was pretty much Microsoft. What did it end with? I don't even remember. It was
Was it Devil May? I think it was Gears.
no, it was
They-
no. It was CD Projekt Red. Remember?
Yeah.
It was
They-
that.
Cyberpunk.
Yours
Yeah,
was like
I forgot
their
about the
last
Xbox
announcement,
conference.
and then Phil Spencer was like, "Oh yeah, goodbye," and then that whole glitch thing happened. It was
Yeah, the
pretty
whole
cool.
hack.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
I'll talk about CD Projekt Red in a bit. I'm actually finishing up my thoughts on that. That presentation was like 50 minutes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I definitely want to hear your thoughts on it.
Oh, come on, Joey. Joey's like, come on, guys. I'm like, you're not here, Joey. He screamed.
You
when
don't
that
get to
happened.
pick and choose what we pick until you come here and awkwardly introduce us again. We'll see you in a month, lobster butt.
So that was mostly Microsoft. Then we had that night Bethesda.
We had Bethesda. That was a doozy.
You guys
That was
got
a
to
fun
watch.
one.
You guys just watched from the room, right?
Yeah.
We were just the entire time, all of us, minus Chris, who went to the Bethesda conference, we're just sitting there like, man, how many freaking swigs of beer do you think Chris took while he was over there getting us those Bethesda cups?
And I didn't even get to take one home. I just remembered that.
For
Well,
context,
they're probably
so
still
I guess
in
they
the-
offered
They're probably
they
still
offered
in the
free
room.
drinks.
So what they ended up doing was they had Nuka Colas everywhere.
Mhm.
Brand new ones. They had drinks, sodas. So even before the press conference started, I think I had like 3 beers, 2 screwdrivers, and like just a shot of vodka. And that was even before the press conference started.
That's good.
No. It was
And then
actually
he
pretty
comes
bad. It was pretty bad actually because
Chris, I gotta legitimately know this. I legitimately have to know. Were you like any bit drunk when you got back?
no, I was sobered up.
Okay, so this fool, because it felt like you were, because like this fool came back to the hotel. I was like, man, what a conference! Am I right, guys? Comes out, anybody hungry for In-N-Out takes 2 burgers out of his jacket pocket, and like Nuka Colas and cups, and he's like, who needs some shit?
Because I felt bad for you guys because they catered it like crazy. We had Frito pies. Okay, they just took the Frito
Yeah.
bags, made Fritos pies. We had pot pies. We had everything. In the corner was like In-N-Out, which like not too many people were going for, and I was just like, you
Oh.
know what? I'm sure these foods are gonna be hungry. So
I was
just
trying
went-
my best not to cry when you did that.
I was just like, okay, I've got pockets, I've got these Bethesda cups. I'm just gonna walk out with 2 In-N-Out burgers. Hey guys, who's hungry?
You grabbed one, and they're like, "Who wants one?" And then you're like, "Oh, don't worry, I got another one."
Because I felt bad
It was
none of you can get
perfect.
in.
It was perfect.
Yeah.
It was the beautifulest thing I've seen the entire week.
But it was funny because during the press conference, like right when we got to Fallout 76, I needed to use the bathroom. And that
Oh,
was the
no.
longest part of that conference. And I'm just like sitting there with my legs crossed going, I need to go pee. But I don't want to be the guy on stream that sees people, that so many people walking off. They need to go
Oh,
walk
you
past
think
the
like
stage.
Tom's gonna be like, "Hey, where the fuck you think you're going, dude? Where you going? You gonna miss
Probably. But
John
I
Howard.
spotlight on that guy."
Not Howard, just like, don't you know I'm about to announce Elder Scrolls 6? Come
Oh
on,
my
dude.
God, damn Howard.
but it was fun. That press conference was great. Everything we got to see.
Joey says it's crazy that they announced Dishonored 4. Okay, Joey. It seems that your memory has also gone red. I'm done with these lobster jokes. We got Doom 2. That was one of my favorite things of the entire conference, minus the Andrew WK, because I feel like Andrew WK is on the top, then or Elder Scrolls 6, then Alexa Skyrim, definitely.
I like the
Dude,
Skyrim was like
I
the
was really
funniest
bummed
thing.
out when that wasn't real.
I thought it was real.
No,
I
you can
legitimately-
actually download it, and it just talks to you. It's
No
actually
way.
a thing. If you
Download
have
Country Roads.
if you have Alexa, you can actually download that right now, and it's gonna talk to you.
You can download Skyrim.
Holy
You can do it on
crap,
your
it's
Amazon.
real.
Yeah, it's actually
It's the
real.
seriously real edition.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
I'm surprised you guys
Lord.
didn't know that.
Well, because
I
you were
didn't
like,
think it
"Oh, it
was
was a
real."
joke." The whole freaking stream, you were like, "No, guys, shut up! It's just a joke." And we're like, "Okay, we believe you." Ugh.
Joey just
Gosh, I
posted,
really do need to play this now.
yeah. Joey just said ID confirmed that Doom 2 gameplay will premiere on August 10th.
Yeah, they said that during QuakeCon, man.
Yeah. Joey
Come on,
just wanted to
Joey,
make sure we
catch
said
up.
that.
Specific date though. They just said it on the conference during QuakeCon.
I
Yeah,
guess. Yeah. I mean, QuakeCon got announced a while back, so you had to like look to QuakeCon, I guess. I don't know.
We got the
What else was there?
Blades.
Rage 2. Oh, Blades was tight.
Blade's
I
gonna be
didn't
dope.
even touch that. I didn't get a chance to
I-
touch that. I should download it.
I will pass on it until wait. Is it out yet? I thought it was just in alpha right now.
Well, it was playable at the booth,
Okay, yeah,
but
I'm gonna
that
check right now.
line for that booth was insane.
yeah. I'm not gonna wait 2 hours in line to play a phone game.
Nope, I didn't want to wait anywhere in line during the Bethesda area, which is really disappointing because I feel like that's the biggest line at the con, like always.
No, Nintendo is pretty much one of the worst ones.
Yeah, you can
Nintendo's another
pre-register. You could pre-register now, but you can't actually play it yet. But
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, then we got Fallout 76, which
Woo!
I'm pretty sure we're all gonna team up and take on.
We definitely need to do some streams of that game. It looks so much fun with the group.
We need some team streams.
We need some team streams. We need some
Just
team
don't cross
streams.
streams. Just don't cross streams.
Team streams and string cheese, but not string cheese streams.
How do you guys feel about the online portion of it? Like the
I
fact
like
that
it.
there's no,
I'm
the fact that there's really no
50-50.
NPCs is going to be weird for me.
I'm 50-50
I wonder-
on that for that same reason.
I'm wondering how many people are going to be part of a server. That's my thing. Because if it feels too barren, that's not going to be fun. And if it's just a couple people just dicking around the entire time, it's going to ruin the fun.
They said it was
Yeah.
like 24 to maybe 32 if they could get the tech working.
Okay, that's cool.
Which I mean, it's pretty decent sized. And I mean, if it's gonna be like GTA Online, where you just load into a random server and then people, strangers can be on the same, play space. It's I don't know.
Yeah. To be honest, I think they said when they said 4 times the size of Fallout 4's map, I was just like, how are you going to fill this in like the 3 or 4 years that it was in development? You're insane, Todd.
I'm afraid he was like, yeah, it's 4 times the size of Fallout 4. How are we gonna fill it? We didn't.
You're not going to fill it, you dumbass. And it's like, oh, okay, thanks, Todd.
I don't know.
And then they got a
it'll be
beta.
interesting, especially since you can nuke each other. Oh god.
I'm excited about the nukes.
Wow,
The
big surprise that Nuke the Fridge is excited about nukes.
We need a warning sign for that. Here, incoming nuke the fridge.
Yeah.
Holy crap! I just got the. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I didn't even look at the nuke joke. I was like, oh hey, oh, that's the joke. We had Elder Scrolls 6 though, guys. We finally got it confirmed, and Todd Howard spared no punches because they were just joking on each other the entire week or the entire conference.
And what
There's
was
no
the
beta,
last,
dude.
what was the last game they showed? Not the last game, the game before that, that space one, the new IP.
Oh, that's
right. Spacefall?
Let me look that up real fast, fellas. It's right here. Starfield.
Starfield.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So many
I'm excited.
were announced.
We got a lot of bunch of DLCs. I'm honestly hoping that it's just as good though. It's a space game. Space games are really like back and forth with like it's either you're No Man's Sky or you're the first 3 Mass Effects.
Yeah.
There's no in between.
You're either the first 3 Mass Effects or you're Mass Effect Andromeda.
Oh,
got
it.
That's even better.
Don't remind me of that one.
Had to do it to him.
You did the bad thing.
It's a bad thing.
Yeah,
And
buying
then
that game was a.
yeah.
Yeah.
Then we'll go on to the next day now. Then we had, what was the first one? Ubisoft, was it?
Ubisoft was first.
Oh man.
Let us get Ubisoft was in the house though. Like they killed it.
That they did.
They started off with a really good trailer for Beyond Good and Evil 2, showing off that Jade is.
Right?
Okay, there we
No,
go.
I agree.
I think we're having some issues right now, because...
Yeah, I saw the cut. Sorry about that, guys. So, Beyond Good and Evil 2,
Okay,
that was
we're
a good
back.
trailer.
Yeah. We're back, I think.
Me and you are back. I just see Kyle just staring off blankly into space.
Oh, that's what I do all the time.
Kyle, what the fuck? Jesus. Okay, so Beyond Good and Evil 2 looked good. I know Kyle's about to flip out of the Skull and Bones.
Oh my gosh.
Let us get into Skull and Bones. Kyle got to play it. What did you think?
Hands down. Okay, not hands down. Ubisoft definitely had the most fun games at the show that I got to play. Skull and Bones, and then we'll get into it in a second, but Starfield Battle for Alice as well. But Skull and Bones, I played about 45 minutes of it.
Well, actually, I want to say you played 3 games at Ubisoft, didn't you? You
I
played
did.
Skull and Bones, you played Starfield, and you played Division.
Yes, yeah. Division 2 was just kind of meh. Like, it's more of the same, but good changes all around. Like, they're definitely taking, like, the latter half of the Division 1's life cycle and building upon that. So, like, a lot of good things to come from that series. I feel like the gameplay was fun. But moving on to Skull and Bones itself, which I want to talk about a lot. The combat is amazing.
You have 2 minutes. Try to knock it down to 2 minutes rather than let's
Oh
talk
no,
about 45 minutes.
I'll leave this open for discussion. But man, like the game is just a blast. I lost my voice partially, not as bad as Joey from E3 the year before, but I was screaming my heart out during that gameplay session because I was just having that much fun.
That's good. I'm excited because as long as it's fun, I think that's the most important thing. Because if it's too difficult to play, if it's really complicated, and you see a lot of these like Assassin's Creed 4 started it. I'm so happy that it did good, and I'm so happy the pirate missions are the best parts, the boat missions, and now people are expanding upon it to where it's just a solid game by itself.
Yeah. Well, and then the first thing I talked to the developer, he was the lead technical artist behind the game. I asked him when I sat down and grabbed the controller, I was like, okay, so how much of this can I expect to be like Assassin's Creed 4 enable combat? And he's like, you'll notice some similarities, but we tried to make it as different other than the core mechanics as possible. You'll feel a lot more powerful in this game rather than in Assassin's Creed 4. You just kind of felt like you were a ship sailing, but this one you feel like you have a definite effect on all the other ships in the world.
I love that.
Joey,
I love that video you showed me of you ramming.
Oh yes.
Where you stole the flag. You stole the flag of your opponent.
Well, so they didn't tell us in before the game that everybody else in that private room. So there's about 18 of us in this room playing. Everybody else was on the same server. They didn't say that. so I'm sailing and I'm fighting the NPCs, and I'm like, oh well, I can loot the ship, and what I'm finding as an option for looting is I can steal the sails off of this NPC ship. So I steal the sails, and all the NPCs just don't shoot at me because they think I'm one of them. And also at the same side, I see player 4 and player 5, and I asked the dev that was with me. I was like, "Are those the other guys in the room?" And he's like, "That they are." And I was like,
Wow.
Can I go kill them? He's like, "Yes, you can."
And that video's coming soon, right? Right, Kyle?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
excited.
you get to watch him trick and destroy an opponent,
Yeah.
which looked
Well,
awesome.
because they're fighting the computers, and I'm just like sneaking into the side, and then I just go ramming speed and just cut that ship in half. And I was like, I had never like involuntarily yelled and cheered so loud during a game. I was like, yes! Woo! I just felt so pumped.
And you actually get to
Oh.
hear his audio
Yes.
during the video, which is just more funny.
Oh, I'm
And Joey,
excited.
that comment doesn't get a slip by me.
Kyle hid that one from me, so I'm excited to see that one actually.
He showed me that video and I was just cracking up.
Oh yeah.
I was like, that
It's a
is
blast.
cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of options, and I mean a lot like the contract or the comparison is going to be made. So I'll just give my 2 cents on it. But the comparison between this game and Sea of Thieves, because last year they were both talked about a little bit, and obviously Sea of Thieves launched this last year, and now Skull and Bones is getting launched next year. I think there's a different demographic for both of these games. I think they're so different in the way they play and feel. I think I'll enjoy Skull and Bones more at the end of the day, but it's hard to say at this point because it's still like super early in the game cycle. So we'll see. But as far as I'm aware, and as far as they said, there's no land gameplay at all. Like it's all on the ship. Whereas Sea of Thieves, like a lot of your gameplay is on land, which is weird.
All right. I'm
Let's
excited.
set up the next one. We are watching a video. Nobody's really paying attention. The game looks interesting, but at the same time, with all of us in the room, we're just chatting amongst ourselves. Alan has left the room.
Okay, let me go back. This game,
And
we knew this
all of
game
a
was
sudden-
coming last year, and I saw the name of the game. Let's talk about Starfield or wherever
Starlink.
it was.
Starlink.
Starlink. And I'm like, my guys, Christian's downstairs. I need to go get him real quick. I don't think I'm gonna miss anything. I'm gonna go get him real quick. Leave the room, and then I go pick up the kid, and I bring him back up. We go down the hallway. We open the door, and he goes, "Hey, so what's going on in the conference right now?" I'm like, "Oh, they're just talking about that dumb space game that they were showing off last year. I wasn't too interested in it." And then the second I opened the door, it was chaos.
We're yelling, we're screaming.
'cause
Oh my
what do
gosh.
we see? We see Fox in
Oh my
Starlink in
gosh.
his R-Wing.
That was a shock. And then if you go look at the reaction video, people are like, well, I mean, they had a lot of cues setting up. I don't know why you guys didn't react soon enough. And it's like, we reacted still.
Yeah.
We were like just paying attention to everything else, especially
Well, like,
with
when
you
I-
coming
when-
in.
Everyone would like Chris was saying, we were just chatting amongst ourselves, and as soon as I heard Slippy's voice, like the old NES, like you know, like the chatter, not the actual dialogue,
Yeah.
I was like, wait, hold on. Like I was like, shut up, everybody! Like I like put my arm out in front of other people on the couch. I'm like, wait, what is this?
You're
And then
just
you see
like,
his scarf.
hold back the line.
I know you see his scarf, and I'm like, busting a nut. I'm just freaking out. Like,
Well, you can see our reaction video on Commonwealth Realm.
Oh my gosh, Kyle
Absolutely.
goes crazy.
well,
Yeah, because Kyle
I
loves
just wanna-
Star Fox.
I just want to
Oh,
let
yeah.
everybody know, like, let's see if we can't get that into focus. But like, I'm not a Star Fox fan at all. Like, not at all. Like, geez, like, oh wait, no, that's different. Well, not for you.
Okay, so in the review copy, Kyle
That's
doesn't want it.
private.
Because he's not a big fan. Got it.
I mean, okay, I literally play Star Fox like every hour. So like I know what I'm talking about when I see a red scarf and I see a fox. I'm like, okay, that's a Star Fox. And now they're like, oh hey Miyamoto, come up to the stage. And it wasn't awkward like the Respawn guys this time. They're just like, oh Miyamoto, check this out. And it's the figure, it's the actual statue. It's gonna come with it. Oh
Can
my
I
gosh,
tell you?
I thought Kyle busted it up before. He
Freak.
like,
Well,
busted
and so I got in line to play the Nintendo game section. So I got to play Starlink for a solid 30 minutes, or not quite 30 minutes, like 20 minutes in that demo.
yeah.
But then I had my private appointment where I was allotted to play on the Xbox One X, which, by the way, it does look beautiful on the consoles other than than the Switch. So I'm kind of torn. Like, of course, I'm going to buy on the Switch for Star Fox, but I kind of want to also double dip and get it on the Xbox or the PlayStation just for the graphical boost, because it's a beautiful game. Anyways, I'm talking with this developer about like all of my thoughts and stuff, and he's like, my gameplay ended. It was about a 45 minute demo. And he's like, you know what? Like, you really like Star Fox? And I show him my wallpaper. I'm like, no, not at all. So he's like, let's just come with me. And so we play the Switch also for like 30 minutes. And he's like, all right, I haven't let anyone else do this yet, but you seem like a really big Star Fox fan. And I'm just gonna
like a sweet kid. Let me bring you into the back room.
He's like, you seem like a really big Star Fox fan, and you seem to really enjoy our project that we've been working on. And as a token of appreciation for your support, I'm actually gonna let you play I'm gonna let you play Space Combat. So like up until then, everyone's only seeing these ground missions, and I'm like, and when he says that, I'm just like, oh, what does that mean? What's going on? And dude, it's like Star Fox straight up. The combat, it's amazing. So yeah.
I can't do any more but nod and be just so excited because, oh my god, I play it every 10 minutes when I get the chance.
Oh my gosh.
Can I just say that, like, as far as I'm so proud of Ubisoft, because Nintendo doesn't really work with third-party developers too much.
Yeah.
It's so weird that Ubisoft, of all the companies, is becoming the one, like, the most buddy with Nintendo.
Oh,
and
yeah.
like, okay,
Definitely.
You can use our Mario IP and an RPG, XCOM clone. Yeah, you can use it in your own like Star Fox like game. Like, holy crap,
yeah. Well, what's funny about that, and like I'm glad you brought that up, because I was asking the developer I was asking him, I was like, so when did Fox get brought into this? And he's like, well, actually, Nintendo approached us personally after they saw our game being shown off last year's E3. So if you remember last year, they showed off Mario and Rabbids, and like a positive fan reaction. Everybody was like, okay, well, this isn't as bad as the leak made it seem. Very positive fan reaction after E3. So Nintendo then approached Ubisoft again and said, look, the space game, just like Andres said, like we think that Star Fox would be a great fit in your game. So now Fox is in the game, which I just want Ubisoft to make these games now. After playing the game for 2 hours, I was just like, can you make all the Star Fox games from now on?
Well, you also noticed something interesting, Kyle, that there's still 4 more slots, you said?
Five more
slots for characters.
So
will probably be a combination of probably an original character from them or two.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, too, also, on the description, it says Star Fox and his team.
Yeah.
So that's the really big thing there. So we're expecting. I feel like we should be expecting another Star Fox member at the very latest.
I think Falco. Falco is like a shoo-in, my boy. Like I don't think any of the villains will be incorporated. Like I don't think you'll play as Wolf at all. I mean, who knows? Like they could like do a villains DLC or whatever, or villains story mode. I mean, I don't know if they are probably on DLC, but. This leads me to my next theory, which I think is actually pretty likely. And Chris and Alan, we've talked extensively about this. I think that Microsoft and Sony are going to say, well, this game is selling really well on the Nintendo platform, so we want a chunk of that cash too. Well, they got it because they put an exclusive character on there. Let's do the same. Next thing you know, I think Halo is going to get brought in with Master Chief flying a wasp, and then Sony can pull from their plethora of IPs. Ratchet and Clank. So even if they just did outsource with like Sora in the Gummy Ship, I think that would be a perfect fit as well.
Oh my god, that'd be hilarious.
Yeah. So the possibilities are endless, but I think definitely Fox and then Falco's going to get announced, and Microsoft and Sony will be like, there's money to be made here, and they're going to go for it. I hope that's what's going to happen.
I mean, what I am surprised is how cheap that thing is. It's for what? The R-Wing and Fox, it's like was it $74.99 or
you're getting
80.
Yeah. So you're getting the ship, the game, 2 pilots, and 2 extra guns. So, and that's all for $75.
And that's
that's
the regular price of the game.
Yeah.
So pretty much instead of getting the ships you get on the PS4, the Xbox One version, you're getting the R-Wing, and that I think alone will put more sales towards the Nintendo Switch version.
Well, I mean, don't forget that the Xbox and PlayStation 4 versions, they're getting a ship with their package as well.
Mm-hmm. But you're not. It's not the R-Wing.
Right. It's not a licensed product from. I get what you're saying. Yeah.
So even if you don't play with that thing, let's say all the time, it's a nice display piece.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. And just the combinations you can do with it as well. All the parts are interchangeable. Like I personally changed. I played with the R-Wing for a while, and then I put some of the other ships from the game. It's from the original game onto the R-Wing and made like this X-Wing looking thing. It was a blast. Like
Oh, so
I
they
just had so
actually
much fun.
let them customize the R-Wing.
Yeah. So
Which is crazy. I think that's kind of crazy to see Nintendo.
Yeah, that
do
Nintendo's willing to let somebody else mess with that. You know, it's
Play with
I
their
agree.
toys.
yeah.
It's
So-
nuts, and like this is just like the beginning of it. Like we got Mario Rabbids, we got DLC coming with Donkey Kong, and then we have Star Fox and Starlink. What's next? What else can they do? You know,
Because if you think of the way Nintendo develops games, they will only make a new entry in a game if they can think of a concept that's worth building a game
Yeah.
around.
yes,
While Ubisoft and most other developers are fine with using characters to make, kind of like standard genre games.
Right.
Maybe they push the envelope a little bit, but that's perfect because, people want a Super Mario RPG like the way we had on Super Nintendo. Nintendo's not going to make that, but maybe
Right.
Ubisoft will. Maybe,
Yeah,
another
exactly.
developer will. And now that Ubisoft's earned that respect from Nintendo, like, yeah, you can use our IP. You've shown you can use our stuff wisely.
Yeah.
I think it's going to only lead to better and better collaborations.
Oh, exactly. And I think honestly, like with especially with how well Mario Rabbids has done, how well Starlink will do, especially on the Switch, I think that's going to be a success. Despite the fears of like a Toys to Life game popping up again, I think the game will be a success. And building off with what you were saying, I think this will lead to Ubisoft doing a better Star Fox game than Nintendo can make. I'm not putting any fingers at Star Fox Zero. Oh wait, I am.
what fingers? That game doesn't exist with us.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
I will say we could leave this a little bit more when we open more about Nintendo. I feel like we could have more of like a discussion about how Nintendo works with bringing Starlink into it a little bit later. But for now, we have PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hold on. Last thing they did show was the new Donkey Kong expansion for Mario
And-
plus Rabbids.
That's
Which
right.
I love the intro that they did. They actually had the live band there playing the music.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Andres wants to say something because he looks excited with the way he's holding his hand.
Yeah.
No, I was talking about. I was excited for Sony.
Oh,
PlayStation.
okay.
Okay, hold
But-
on. I
yeah.
forgot one more thing because Joey is never going to let us go if you say it. Assassin's Creed Origin or Odyssey finally got announced. This
Odyssey?
one, Odyssey, the Mario, the hit DLC to Mario Odyssey coming soon.
Here we go.
Speaking of Nintendo's Ubisoft crossovers, Mario's next ambitious adventure is to Rome, in which he will do trailing missions with no audio for 14 hours. No, for real though. Another Assassin's Creed. It's going to be in Rome, which looks pretty badass.
Joey got to play about, I think, about 40 minutes of it.
Oh,
And
what do you
we got
think,
to-
Joey?
We got to...
Good
we
job,
got to
Joey.
see-
That's a really good
Shut
constructive
up,
criticism.
Alan. Shut up, Alan. We actually got to see the map, and the map is huge.
Oh yeah.
Oh man. We have video capture for that. That's in 4K. So I'm having some issues with my video editing software, but hopefully I should be able to get that done pretty soon.
Joey said he played
Alright.
a full hour.
Full hour. Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
I know. At the same time, Alan was playing.
I could play
Trials and
Transformers
Tribulation
and
at the same time.
Trials. Both of the games are amazing. I'm not going to dwell on them too much because I know Kyle's got work at 4 a.m. at
Yes.
our time. So I'm just going to go a little fast. Trials Rising is a fantastic game. If you like the Trials games and you liked what I would do is 100% that game until my eyes bled. Play that game. They did community stuff with members of the community, and they made the game better than it ever has.
Well, we
And-
got to play the tandem bike.
The tandem bike was fun.
Oh
that
my
was
God.
a goofy little thing for friends right there. That's going to make some good Let's Plays for sure.
That one was crazy because we both had to balance the bikes really well.
And then you had Transference, which is the one from Elijah Wood and his team over there at Spectrevision. So it's basically a psychological VR title, although I think it's going to be on the not the Oculus, it's not on the PlayStation, it's
Not
gonna
on
be
the
Vive.
Ocarina of Time?
Not on the Ocarina of Vive. Or it's going to be on the
Of
Vive,
Vive.
actually. It's going to be on the Vive because they gave me the Vive head controllers, and they're just like, okay, you're going to rotate these to move things, and I'm just there holding things, and they're like, you're going to want to remember to use your left hand, and then I make a motion very creepily, and then the developer looked at me weird. So you're supposed to like grab things, and then you can move them to your left hand, and then you need your right hand or whatever dominant hand you use to turn on switches that will switch the perspective of yourself to another perspective, to like an astral plane kind of thing. And you live the memories of that person, and then you have to like solve puzzles in each room to progress forward through the story. It's kind of like, imagine Psychonauts mixed with one of those like crime dramas or crime drama puzzles like Detroit. So it was pretty interesting. I liked it. Not really anything else. I'm really looking forward to it. It's coming out autumn, which is insane because I feel like it needs another year to be like, I feel like it's one of those games that needs another year.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't get to play it like you did, but I'm still not sold on the expensive VR. I mean,
no, I feel it. I thought this was on PlayStation. Now I'm kind of turned off that it's on Vive only. I'm hoping that it's on PlayStation or PlayStation VR.
Yeah, and I think, I don't know, my first voyage, I guess you could call it, into VR, I'm pretty sure is going to be with PlayStation because of its accessibility.
Oh yeah, it's easy to play. It's easy to set up, and then if you have a Pro, you don't need some of the extensions that comes with. Exactly,
which I already have. So.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so I don't know. Right, like I don't know about going out and getting a Vive or or anything really.
Now we're gonna get into PlayStation here.
Well, Kyle's about to leave right now. He's about to go to bed, right? So I would just want to ask you really quick, what were some of the games that were more memorable to you that you really enjoyed playing at E3?
Just overall, or not specific to Ubisoft?
Overall.
Okay, so I mean, I already touched on Skull and Bones and Starlink. Anyways, I'm sure we'll cover Smash a bunch. That's kind of a given. Other than that, I would definitely. I had a fun time going to some of the smaller developers at the Indiecade, as well as a developer that was partnered with 505 Games. They made a really unique game called Underworld Ascension or something. I forget the exact title of the game, but we got a short 15-20 minute demo that seemed very very promising, but it's definitely still in development. It's ways out. But yeah, those are definitely my highlights. Can't forget the games like Ori. That was a delight to have there. But yeah, some great games shown off this year, and some great demos that we were able to play.
Well, I want to ask you one more question, because this was your first E3. I know this is Alan's, second?
Second inside, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so this is he's already had a year of experience. This is your first one. I want to see your thoughts on how you thought the convention was overall after all the excitement you've been wanting to go there.
So it was a little bit of an adjustment, because I'm used to going to conventions that are more fan-oriented. And so the media hour on the first day was kind of interesting, where I was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. And actually that ended up carrying over to the whole first day. I was like, okay, well, I have some appointments I'm going to do for some games, and so I'm just going to go to those. And I played a little bit of demos. Like I played Spider-Man, which was fun. But day two was really when it was like, oh, this is what I'm going to do. And so that from that point on, I was talking to developer after developer, trying to get contacts with their company and trying to talk with them about what products they're bringing out in the near future. So overall, I would say it was a great experience for that. If I could change anything, it would actually be for it to lean more into that and less, because I mean, I know this is kind of weird since this is my first year to be saying this, but I'm sure you guys can agree since you've been going many years. As I just kind of wish that the public was a little bit not there.
We had that issue last year when we were talking about the post E3 podcast over there with everybody, including Lewis. We were talking about how the podcast itself, or not the podcast, the E3 convention opened up that year. It was a pain in the ass, and I feel like, did they add the media hours this year to compensate?
No, last year there was no media hours.
I feel like it was more. Yeah, I was gonna say, it was more of a pain in the ass last year for media folk, and that was one of the biggest criticisms. We were like, okay, they need to focus on maybe trying to get us a specific time or a specific venue in which media can get in, get the reviews that they need, and have the ability to do that without having to rely on getting there 5 to 6 hours early just to beat the fan lines.
Yeah. So I feel like they did a good job on that. If anything, from this point on, I would just suggest that maybe they should consider a whole day allotted to media, and then the rest of the convention can be like a free for all, like the
Definitely a good
hours.
criticism. I like that idea.
Because because like we're gonna have appointments throughout the week anyways that are just private rooms where we no line, we just go in, meet with the developers, and we play the game and leave. But I definitely feel like for more of the contact basis of like getting information that we need from games or just developers in general that we didn't have appointments with, I feel like it's crucial that they allot the media more time. I feel like the public doesn't understand what E3 is fundamentally for, and so therefore it kind of distracts the media from their purpose in being there in the first place.
Well, to be
Very
fair,
well
I don't think E3 knows what E3 is anymore. That's the
True.
problem.
Very good point. Very good point.
You got them thinking that it's some sort of like faux convention where it's
The
like,
biggest reason is because companies now are pulling out.
yeah,
EA is no longer there.
Xbox.
Xbox pulled out to go to the Microsoft Theater, and that's because
But I mean,
one.
they're still with the E3 in their own building, so it's like I don't know. I don't.
But
I get what
they're
you're
not
saying.
making the money. E3's not making the money that
Sure.
Microsoft
Sure.
pays. I think, let's say they paid like $300,000 to $500,000 for the space age.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Okay.
E3's not getting a dime of that, and that's what they're pretty much after. So
They
if they're
basically
willing to
started
do that-
marketing themselves as a brand
Yeah.
rather than a convention specifically for a trade expo, which it used to be. Now they're a trade expo / convention where people can buy merchandise that say, I was at E3 in 2017.
Yeah.
Back off, haters, on the back or something. You know what I
Because
mean?
obviously the most, if obviously you guys know, Funko Pop lines were crazy because
Oh,
they
yeah.
wanted those exclusives. Not to mention, it wasn't just that. What you saw a lot of people walking around with are those mystery boxes.
Oh my god,
Oh,
those
geez,
are the
what a
bane
waste
of my
of money.
existence.
I know.
That is the bane of my existence right
Yeah.
there.
So you just saw people walking with those mystery boxes. I saw an article on Kotaku talking about them seeing everybody, like the most popular thing being those mystery boxes. And what are mystery boxes? They're just crap that you can't sell that you put in and hope people
They're
buy.
easily purchasable items if you have like some sort of like connection where you could buy like on the dime a dozen of Pop Funkos, and then you just say, look at these Pop Funkos, we're gonna throw those in, a cheap ass shirt, a little figurine, and maybe
They're like a
coupon for
streamlined
the
loot
game.
box. It's a
Yeah.
It's a convention loot
Pretty
box.
much.
Like,
Most of the time, these are companies that have an excess of stuff they haven't sold.
right.
They have like, I forgot what's it called. What's the like the buyer's permit where they could just go buy out merchandise from other stores. Like I know somebody used to just buy liquidated items from Blockbuster and then buy them for like 5 cents a game or a disc or something for a movie, and then go on and sell it for like $5 to $10.
Yeah.
So they could just be doing that. They'll buy a warehouse of stuff and then they just put it in there, sell it for $50, say it's the rarest thing on earth,
Yeah.
ship it in a little tiny loot box, and they just made money. Like
Yep.
just right under your nose.
It was a little
Alrighty.
disappointed on that. But anyway, you get some rest.
Yes.
We will
Thank
talk
you
to you
guys.
later.
I will see you all next time. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.
Okay, now,
Later.
now I'm just getting a little excited because we're back into Sony.
Okay.
Ooh, yes.
Even though
So-
we skipped Square Enix and limited run games. But
There's so many things to talk about.
well, Square Enix we don't even have to talk about, unfortunately. That was just pretty disappointing.
It was the saddest convention, unfortunately. It's not that it was bad.
Limited run games wasn't that bad, but let's just jump straight into Sony. Let's just go into the big one.
So we got PlayStation. You're a big fan of PlayStation, Andres, I assume.
I am, yes.
So you watched this conference as well.
Yeah, I was watching it. I actually watched it live. It was the Bethesda and the Sony one that I watched live. The rest I kind of like caught up with after the fact. I was most excited for Last of Us, but I was surprised. It just looks so good. It just looks so good.
It does. That banjo looked amazing.
I thought they kind of came out like not really as hard hitting as they could have. Like the banjo song was nice, the little cover they did.
You see the sentiment that they try to do there, right? They were like, this game is all immersion. We're going to be immersing people. And then, like, they just kind of, it didn't come off the way that they wanted, I'm assuming, with a 3-minute rendition of banjo.
Yeah,
That was
the
really
just
script
weird.
setting was nice.
I was actually thinking about going to that press conference, but I decided, you know what? Let's just record our reactions. I
Yeah.
regret doing both.
Well, we did get that sweet Resident Evil remake
Yeah.
reaction. That was my favorite part of the night. That was amazing. That was magic.
We were like,
um,
wait, is this a rat simulator?
We're just doing that, and then I can't believe it took us that long to even recognize the Resident Evil engine. Like, I was so disappointed.
I think it was because at that point we had lost complete interest in that press conference.
They said 4 things, and we were like, okay, just 4 things, I guess, then. But no, they showed off other things, like a new Rick and Morty
VR
Squanch game VR. Squanch Tendo.
I
They
don't know.
had
I'm
to
just
change the
like,
name to Squanch Games, right?
Yeah.
Because Nintendo was like, hey.
Oh, so Nintendo got mad at them? Awesome.
Well, they got a letter apparently like they couldn't use it because it wasn't. They could confuse it with Nintendo.
Squanch Tendo. Yeah, I could see that. So they got that game. I felt like the trailer was super, like, it's definitely the Justin Roiland lazy improv kind of thing, which we all came to love. But I feel like this was like an extra level of lazy.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, there was not even a burp in that one. We also got, so it started off with Last of Us 2, which looks amazing.
the fact that they had to spend 15 minutes moving people into a new room was the worst part of the whole press conference.
Yes, it hindered everything. All the momentum it had going for it, it kind of just failed because it just cut back and forth between the stadium or the arena where they're at, and then goes to the guys over there outside in the booth going, well, that was great. Here's 2 other little tiny games you guys can look forward to.
While we move everybody into the main hall.
Yeah.
When
then
they
they
said
showed
they
you
were going to have 4
constructing them.
games. Oh, sorry.
No, go for it.
When they said they were going to show 4 games, and they're like, okay, we showed The Last of Us, and then they did that 15-minute transition to a new theater. I was afraid that was going to be like that between every game. They're like, okay,
same
setting
here.
for the second
Same
game.
here. Same.
I was like, oh god, I don't know. And I was like, let's just say I wish they would have put Last of Us last. Honestly, like from the like the joy of seeing Ellie smile at the very end, like that would have been a great send off for the entire PlayStation conference. I felt like by front loading it, they only could like set themselves up to like, okay, well we saw Last of Us and Death Stranding and Spider-Man, and I felt like a repeat of last E3. Not that it wasn't bad, you know what I mean?
It just wasn't everything you would hope for from Sony,
Yeah.
especially after the last 2 press conferences.
Last year was a little struggling because the momentum of it was really off, and they were like going between like a digital presentation with some little tiny spiels in the stage, and I felt like that was off compared to their 2 years ago when they showed off everything, and it was amazing. So they kind of needed a knockout, but they kind of went the weird opposite direction with it, I feel,
Let's try something different.
and then that kind of just fell flat to me.
Yeah.
Flute Guy was a highlight. Flute Guy was a highlight. Okay, do not diss on my boy the Flute.
That was pretty funny. I was like, if they would have had him play the flute while the video was running, it would have been better than him playing for like 5 minutes, everybody wondering what the hell's going on, then they show the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was
Definitely.
the biggest issue with that.
But Ghost of Tsushima looked good.
Ghost of
Ghost of
Tsushima
Tsushima
does
looks
look good.
amazing. I'm hoping
That
like,
sunset lighting, I was so blown away.
right.
Like the final fight with the petals like all around them. I'm
hoping it's
it's
good.
beautiful. Like yeah. I mean, if they did
Not
Infamous, so it's gonna look good.
Not many games really want me to get or make me want to get like a PlayStation Pro, but oh my god, I need a 4K TV and PlayStation Pro to experience this thing.
Yeah.
I'm getting my Pro once the Kingdom Hearts one goes up for pre-order.
Good idea. Good. Oh, that's right. Oh no, I'm gonna go broke.
I did order the Kingdom Hearts 3 bundle that has the 3 figures.
Okay. Oh, yeah, you did that while we were like right after the podcast or right after the announcement, didn't you?
Yeah, it's dropping like $250 on that son of a bitch.
Kyle was telling me, he's like, yeah, Chris already spent like $500 on like pre-orders.
Like 3, because I did one from Limited Run Games. I forgot which one it was, and then I ordered that bundle.
Mm-hmm.
I know he was ordering a bunch of Limited Run Games during their press conference.
Oh yeah, I might have to pick up a couple too. They had some really good ones, including Ukulele and a few others. They're really good. If you want to go check it out, go look up Limited Run Games. We're not going to bother you any further about it. We had Death Stranding finally, fellas.
Ooh.
Finally, you mean again?
Finally saw gameplay. Let me add on to it. Finally saw gameplay. I don't know what is gameplay and what is not in the game. It's weird.
Well, it's FedEx
Yeah.
edition, right?
Yeah, it's FedEx, UPS, lose your package edition. So I expect it to just be like UPS.
You play as Norman Reedus, who is the only FedEx employee in Iceland.
Yep. Who's carrying a baby that
Oh
came
my
out
gosh.
of his butt.
This sounds like ad libs, but I swear to you guys, this is a legitimate game.
If you just try and describe a random scene from any Death Stranding trailer, you sound like a madman. You're like, yeah, so Guillermo del Toro walks down a sewer where a bunch of skeleton soldiers come out, and it's the dude from Hannibal, but it's not. He might have been in Star Wars, I think. And there's a baby. Oh, yeah, there's a baby.
He's like, Guillermo del Toro holding a baby in the sewer, hiding from Nazis. One of them is a Jedi.
I just
It's
feel
like, what the fuck are you talking about?
It's like I feel like Charlie from It's Always Sunny. He's like trying to explain Pepe Sylvia. He's like, no. If you sync up the trailers, the baby disappears in one and reappears in the other. It's Pepe Sylvia. Pepe Sylvia. What's going on? What's going on?
So I go up to Carol and I knock on her door. Carol, there is no Guillermo.
Not only do both of those people exist, they've been waiting for their game for years.
Oh my god.
I just feel this is like gonna have a tie into like Breaking Bad, where it's all a hallucination in the end or something like that.
Oh, it's just still Bryan Cranston waking up and Malcolm Middle. Like nothing different. It's literally the same alternative ending.
Exactly. It's just like so many weird things about this game, but
I mean,
still
right
no date.
on.
Still no
like,
date.
Like right on, Bryan Cranston's in the game. I mean, I don't know why they decided to use this Malcolm in the Middle, but I'm not regretting it. Oh my gosh.
That was pretty much Sony press conference right there, though.
We got Days Gone and Spider-Man. Days Gone was a tiny little bit, and then Spider-Man basically used the rest of the time, which they showed off the Sinister Six kind of reveal.
And that was playable at the booth with the game coming out in it comes out in October, so we're not that far away from it.
September, my friend.
September, okay.
Yeah, September's a packed month, and that's the king of it right there.
You know what I'm really hoping this Spider-Man game turns out to be?
Spider-Man 2?
Yeah, I'm really hoping, because I saw there's a screenshot where the Avengers Tower shows up in the background.
Oh yeah.
I'm hoping this is the game will end up revealing that who is it making it? Insomniac?
Yes.
That they've gotten the rights to make more Avengers or Marvel games.
Oh yeah.
This is
Square Enix has the rights to the Avengers games right now.
But they didn't show nothing.
Yeah.
Big ol' L on that end.
You know what Square Enix showed? The Quiet Man.
Oh.
That live action hybrid trailer that you had no clue was going on.
I was like, is this an indie film like they show in front of the Regal movies?
Damn. What else did we get? The Spider-Man looks good. I'm excited for it, and that kind of just fizzled out the end of PlayStation. And then we were like, okay, maybe they're gonna have some stuff at the press conference or like a little tiny section like the Treehouse events. No, they didn't really have anything after that. And that was kind of, I feel like that was my gripe with it, because last year they did that big hour-long pre-show where they just showed off small game after small game after small game. And then the big conference where showed off more games, and then a post-conference where they're talking about another few games and a couple gameplay reveals.
And we got none of that.
None of that. It was just bare minimum. And then and this is one of the pivotal years because you're in the middle of the end of the life cycle of the next generation consoles, which are the Xbox One and the PlayStation. It's a very big deal. And to have PlayStation come out with saying, we're going to have 4 games, Xbox definitely took advantage of that. And they did literally what PlayStation should have done. But you got to give it to PlayStation for trying their best at, doing something very different. I would have loved to have been inside that church simulation if I knew what was coming.
Yeah,
that
didn't get to
banjo.
enjoy it that much. You just had to sit there for 10 minutes and then get moved over to the next room.
Okay, everybody, hurry up. Let's go across Lot B. That kind of thing.
We're going to cross the street, no crosswalk. Everyone run.
Hurry, quick. It's LA traffic. You got to go real quick. You lose your life in this shit.
Frogger.
This is how they reveal Frogger.
Frogger VR. It's real.
Ugh. But then we
gosh.
had okay, let's move over to Nintendo.
The day goes by. We wake up at 9. We do the conference. None of us expect what we see this conference, but it's not bad or good. Depends on who you talk to, Joey. Joey will not.
I'm gonna say it was a bit of a disappointment.
It was a letdown in terms of, yes, they did not show everything. Same thing with PlayStation. They have a lot of buns in the oven that they showed off prematurely, yet we didn't get anything from it.
Well, I mean, Nintendo didn't really show that much. That was the biggest problem.
We had, let me see, they showed off, I believe.
They showed off Fire Emblem, which was delayed to 2019. Oof. It looks beautiful.
To be completely honest, technically the conference was packed. Their digital event was packed, but it was just such a small amount of things, a minuscule amount of announcements for a lot of smaller titles and things that we already knew, and then everything else was Smash.
Yeah, it's like what we saw Fire Emblem again.
We got Killer Queen Black, we got Daemon X Machina, we got Xenoblade DLC, we got Pokemon Quest, we got Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, we got Super Mario Party, which was the one genuine like surprise I think we got out of this.
But
you got
no
Fortnite.
Yoshi, no Yoshi.
Yeah,
You guys were disappointed with the Nintendo E3 conference?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what?
You guys said you were disappointed with it, or you were let down by
I
it?
was mildly disappointed. Joey was definitely expecting Metroid Prime 4, and that's the big basis I think we were all standing at. Joey kind of mind controlled this year, going, hey, Metroid Prime 4, we only saw a JPEG. Wouldn't it be cool if we just saw a simple like trailer? And we didn't even get that much. We didn't get owed that, so I guess.
Even Joey says he's super let down.
Yeah. So
I mean,
but we got
I
other
understand.
things.
Yeah.
I feel like Fortnite is going to be able to fill a lot of gaps when it comes to like casual market games, where it's like this past half a year has been terrible for the Nintendo Switch, like full of shovelware indie games and 2 AAA titles. That's it. Like 2 first-party titles. That's it. And they're expecting the next few months to transition into Smash Brothers, which is coming out in December. We've got Fortnite to hold it down, which I feel is a good idea because Fortnite is very easy to pick up, and you're able to have fun. Joey does
Unless
way
you're
better.
tied to your PS4 account.
Yes, and then you're screwed because PlayStation apparently doesn't love the idea of cross-platform, and they'd rather hold you hostage than let you have fun.
See, I wasn't too disappointed with Nintendo Switch, and I won't take up too much time talking about it, but because I know with the way Nintendo works, they do directs like pretty much quarterly or maybe 5 times or 6 times a year. So, and the fact that they've announced that they're in development for Metroid Prime, I'm expecting maybe later on this year, maybe beginning of next year, we'll finally see some video or something. To, yeah, like more of an update on it. I'm sure if they had something to show us, they would have had it. They would have at least shown us like, oh yeah, Metroid Prime still in development. Here's like 5 seconds of a CGI clip or something. But I mean, if they didn't have anything, they didn't have anything.
See, the problem for me is with anything with E3. This is our big convention of showcasing. So this
all eyes are on us.
This is gonna show what all these companies have coming within about the next year and beyond. So when you're going, okay, I've got my Nintendo Switch, I've got a great library of games, I'm looking forward to seeing what they've got, and it's half an hour of Smash. Hey, here's Fire Emblem, it's delayed to 2019. Here's a couple of other games. You're kind of like, well, I wanted more. Simple as that. It's like, great, you showed off 30 minutes
I mean, I
of
thought
Smash.
that's a pretty good range.
I mean, oh yeah, but here's the thing. Even though we got 30 minutes of Smash, there's going to be a direct, probably in, let's say, October, that's just exclusive for Smash Brothers. So we're going to see a lot more Smash Brothers, where I want to see more games. I want to see some RPGs. I want to see some 3DS games. 3DS isn't dead yet. Of course, it's on life support. But, where's those 3DS games for the people that have been supporting it from the start? It just felt so empty in a sense. Because, hey, where's Yoshi? It's delayed. They didn't tell us until after that. But I wanted to see more of that.
I agree. Yeah, I completely agree in the sense where it's like, okay, I kind of expected it to be a majority of time on Smash because it's such a big title to get through, and it's coming out very soon. They were like 2018. I'm like, oh boy, we're about to get 3 hours of Smash, aren't we? And sure enough, we're probably going to get more announcements probably around EVO, CEO, around that time.
Yeah, for sure.
One can hope. One can very much hope because they're really this out as the definitive fighting title from Nintendo.
Yeah, it's gonna be like it's gonna surpass I think ARMS and then Splatoon 2 as like their definitive. I mean, because Melee, like Super Smash Bros. Melee, is already like one of the most definitive fighting games for tournaments.
It lives on. It lives on. It's gonna live past us, and that's gonna be the thing that really irks me until I die.
I think what ruined this E3 or just like lessened the blow of it is all the leaks that happened. I think if you take everything that they announced in this E3 and had it not been leaked, had they dropped this all in one conference, I think it would have been the best like ever. Because think about it, 2 different Pokemon games franchises coming to Switch. We're getting a new Super Smash Bros. We're getting a game from Software. Was it Kenichiro Sukuda, I think, the
Sekiro.
machine, the robot M-rated game.
Oh, the
We're
Daemon?
getting we're getting that. We're getting Super Mario Party. We're getting Fortnite. We're getting and Paladins.
And Paladins.
We're
We
getting
got Pokemon Quest as another free-to-play. We got Fallout Shelter. That's another free-to-play. You got Super Mario Party, which is going to be big in September or in October.
Yeah, and then
We're-
Wasteland 2, which is a very, very good crowdfunded like RPG game.
That's a good one
That's
too.
going to be amazing on Switch. Carcassonne, which is a board game, and not so much. The World Ends With You. We're getting the remaster that we've always wanted. I think it was.
It's packed. It's
Yeah.
just the conference to me, solid conference, not really a letdown.
Joey says that was from Software. That is correct. That is actually from Marvelous Entertainment. The
Marvelous.
Daemon.
Yeah, but it's the guy. He's a veteran from Software. But it's not from Software.
Yeah.
It's going to be good. It's like there's a lot to look forward to, but this is a really weird niche of games that it's only going to satisfy a particular set. A lot of people came in from last year's conference looking at, are they going to show off more Yoshi? What are they going to show off in terms of more ports? What are they going to show off in Metroid Prime 4? And I feel like those kind of hit the blow and kind of outweighed the good as much as it was. You know what I mean?
I'm
So a
going to
lot
play
of people
devil's advocate here because also, yeah, those are good titles, but those are titles that have been on everything else for a while.
Yes.
That
I
is
completely
also
agree.
a big difference. Let's say Fortnite, you can play that on your phone nowadays. And it's cool that you can play it on the Switch, but of course now everybody's kind of forgotten, hey guys, it's almost September when it's time to buy your Nintendo Online Pass.
I'm going to say this. I played Fortnite at work today on the Switch. Awesome. It's so much better than phone.
Oh, no, I can imagine it's fun. And
Yeah.
I'm not a Fortnite player myself, but I know everybody enjoys it.
I
But
played
again-
every hour. I played every day right after Star Fox 64.
He's playing it right now.
Then he'd be fine.
I'd be future endeavored before
yeah,
I even.
exactly.
They call it the big Cass. Got him.
But for the most part is, like Joey says, there are only two big AAA titles coming to the Switch for the rest of the year. The first half of the year was almost exclusive to ports.
Yes,
Yeah.
it definitely was, and I feel like that was kind of it. The whole consensus I feel of fans are thinking, "Hey, the Switch is just a dump console where you're just going to get nothing but ports because nobody played the Wii U, and we're just going to get a bunch of like third-party games that have been on this other systems for like years." You know?
To an extent, I don't mind that whatsoever, as long as
same.
they're good games. But the problem is, I don't feel happy paying $60 for a Wii U game.
Full
you can get
price.
for $15.
Yes, I completely agree.
If it's like
Yeah.
$49.99, $39, okay, cool. If you're doing a lot to the game, cool. If you're adding
I
a
just-
Donkey Kong mode, it's not exactly worth full price to me.
I will say, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, as much as the ports go, I feel like that's a good exception of I would pay full price because that game has so much to offer in terms of speed running, completionist, just pure fun, multiplayer. It's just so good. But I completely agree. There's a lot of games that a lot of people might have missed. I don't want any games coming on because I feel like it's my baby. You know what I mean? Nintendo Switch is like the console that all of us want to, as like a community of fans together to have the best possible experience. But when you get something like WWE 2K18 on your console and it can't even run 20 frames per second
Yeah.
after 6 months of patches, you are making us all look bad. You're making every third party that makes a game for the Switch look bad. And I don't like that. And I don't want it. I'm pretty sure all fans, including you guys, don't want that for the console. People look at it and go, oh, that's just where all the shitty ports go.
Yeah.
No one
mean-
wants that.
As much as I'm not a big fan of ports, taking the spot of original IP game, like original games coming for the Switch, I think I can forgive, for the most part, I can forgive it because of the fact that the Switch is not just a regular console; it's also mobile. Like the fact that you can take, like all these games like by themselves, like was it Dark Souls Remastered coming out? Overcooked 2, Minecraft, all the stuff that's coming to a mobile console, I think is a little bit different than if it was just like another like locked to your TV console.
Yeah.
So I think the mobility is like, you can play Fortnite on the go.
Oh, dude, all those games, all those free-to-plays are definitely going to do something to the console. Like it's gonna do wonders for the console. It's already been downloaded over 2 million times this week.
Yeah.
That's insane.
That's crazy.
It's probably way higher than that now, honestly. So it's just gonna be crazy. That just shows how much like people are into these games. Not even into these games, just particularly how much the install base is so far.
Yeah.
You know? So it's gonna be fun, especially when Smash comes out, or I definitely want to see how much it goes, because I heard rumor or things that like see Joey just said it, 2 million within 24 hours.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's
Bonkers.
My big question is Nintendo actually gonna work with Evo this year? I think they should.
Well, they're already working with CEO, which is going to be exciting to see. They're going to have Smash playable at CEO.
Okay, so they're actually finally working with the fighting game community, which
I
is
personally
good.
think we're going to get another fighting representative at Evo or at CEO.
I was thinking if we're gonna get, if Nintendo's actually gonna work with Evo, we'll get a new character announcement at Evo, because that is the most popular thing to do right now.
Yes,
Because
Evo.
everybody's there to play, to watch. I'm expecting Tekken to announce a new character, Street Fighter to announce the next set of characters.
Yes. I'm waiting for
Dragon
Sagat.
Ball. Yeah, no, Sagat's already announced. We're gonna get him after Evo, unfortunately,
Oh man, that's
since
disappointing.
Cody becomes playable. I think the 24th.
Fighter Z is definitely going to show off their season pass, probably for the end of the year, probably like a November release kind of thing.
Mhm.
Because I think they finished it with whatever, I think it was like Vegito Blue and stuff like that.
Vegito Blue and Fusamasu. So
Yeah.
we're still gonna have, I think Ranger 18 and Cooler supposed to be next.
Yes, I believe, and then I remember specifically Videl is supposed to be playable from what I heard in the rumors, but that's just a rumor.
That hasn't even been data mined, so I doubt it.
That's still
'Cause
far off.
all the
but-
characters that have been data mined and rumored have been true. So
How about Roshi? I know I've
no
heard
Roshi
rumors
was
about
not
Roshi.
announced either.
I just
There've
want
only been
Roshi.
6 characters. There's only been
Yes.
6 characters: Brawly, Bardock, Vegito Blue, Fusamasu. Then the other 2 were Cooler and Android 17.
Oh yeah, me being the rumor boy, believing in everything. I read a lot of them, and a lot of them are like pointing out other things. Some of them are regurgitating other people's things to make it seem like they come out with it. Like, oh, I'm exclusive. No, you just followed so and so. I'm really hoping, from what I heard, like there's a lot of possible names. I'm really hoping we see a good loaded season 2. That's all I hope for.
Yeah, it won't be until there's an actual patch for that we'll be able to probably get some data mining for that one.
I'm excited. So I don't know what last thing before everything was Smash. So Evo, who do you think they would announce then? To like, because this is fighting. Last time around, this time they announced like Ryu for Smash around the summer. So
I don't
who do
know. It's we have so many characters that people want to see. It could be anybody, because right now everybody's here.
Everybody is here.
So it'll have to be a brand new either guest character or somebody people have been asking for quite a bit of time.
Joey's saying
said the
something
character
smart.
from ARMS.
I'm saying Arms. Like I want to say Arms or Heihachi.
And I doubt it'll be Heihachi.
I would love it to see it because we got him as the Mii fighter, but I doubt that he's going to make a comeback. But honestly, that'd be pretty fun to see a Tekken, Street Fighter, Nintendo character, Konami. We got so much. Everybody's here. It's the most ambitious crossover. Eat my butt, Konami, or not Konami, Marvel. Biggest crossover. Come on, man.
Just give me Sora.
Yeah. Oh, Sora would be good. Banjo.
Yeah. Alright, so that's our... We'll have a Smash Brothers focus talk later on.
Oh yeah, we're definitely going to have some discussions here and there
You'll
for sure.
also be able to watch our top 10 people we want to see in Smash video, which is on our YouTube page. Right here on our YouTube, I should say.
Right here, go right now, go watch it. Set it up, New the Fridge Gaming. We got a top 10 potential
Open up a
characters
new
in Smash.
tab.
Now let's just finish up by talking about games that we played or games that we enjoyed. Andres, since you weren't on there, what caught your interest, video-wise or whatever?
As far as like all the conferences?
What you saw in general from E3. Doesn't have to be just the conferences. Could have been videos you saw or gameplay you saw online or whatever.
I think Beyond Good and Evil 2 is probably the sleeper one for me, like the sleeper hit. The more I look into it, the more that they're talking about how the game's going to be. I didn't play the first one too much, but just seeing what they're going for with the story, I feel like they're going to be a lot more focused. It's not going to be as wide open as a game like No Man's Sky. I think it's going to be like, I don't know. Ubisoft's been doing pretty good so far, so I trust they can do a Beyond Good and Evil 2 in an open world setting. And just the characters, I'm completely in love with the character design so far for like everything I've seen of Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Oh yeah.
That game, and then I think Smash I was already excited for by default, but seeing like Ridley and all these characters come together.
Don't ask Joey about Ridley. Joey got demonetized because of that fool.
Just
Did the reaction get demonetized?
Yeah, if you go watch it, you'll realize exactly why.
I gotta go check that out. I watched a little bit of it. I remember seeing I didn't hear what you guys are saying specifically. So
Joey repeats 3 words, and throughout those 3 words, you could hear the demonetization button coming on.
He says 2 words 3 times, back to back to back.
Yes. So you just
gotta watch it. Start with the word F.
Yeah.
Yes.
I need the letter F.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can watch that. You should definitely go check it out. I believe it's on Commonwealth, isn't it?
It's on Commonwealth, yes.
It's on Commonwealth, which I don't know why it's still on Commonwealth. You guys are a good Christian channel. I don't know why. Why you're putting it on there is a smut.
All right, so for me and Alan, oh man, this was a crazy week. I had so many appointments. I had so many games I needed to play. There was 2 that I had that were must plays for me, and I have those written up. First one was Mega Man 11.
I'm so happy you got to play that.
I had to wait in line for about an hour, but that's right after I played Kingdom Hearts 3, which was the first thing I lined up for on day 3. Both of those games look absolutely amazing. Kingdom Hearts 3 had 2 playable scenarios. I did both of them. Mega Man 11, you had 1 boss. And I have to say, Mega Man 11 is actually kind of hard.
Okay, that's great.
I mean, I'm used to Mega Man being challenging, but I can pretty much get past it pretty quickly.
Is this challenging or unfair?
Challenging.
Because I remember I read the article, and I remember you saying that you got killed a couple times by knockback, and I was like, oh, cool, so the classic kind of stuff.
Yeah, knockback is completely normal. And like, if you're playing Bloodstained Curse of the Moon, you're getting knocked back all the time into the pits. So I'm used to that.
Brutal.
But it's the boss where you can take about half your life in one hit. And
Yeah,
you have to figure out. Yep, and you have to figure out his hitboxes is where it got me.
Yeah.
But,
okay. Well, I mean that's interesting then.
But once you learn enemies' weaknesses, once you have access to all that stuff, once I get used to the double gear a lot more, it's not bad. The demo was probably about 12 minutes for me, 10 minutes, 12 minutes. The line was about an hour for me. But that was those 2 I had to play. We got to play Dragon Quest 11, which I'm finishing up my impressions right now, which look great. Both you and me got to play Team Sonic Racing.
That was cool. The video's up right now if you guys want to go check it out. It's off-screen footage, but it has the coolest shot of the greatest jacket ever made in man.
My Sonic jacket. Yeah, my Tails bomber jacket.
Yo, seriously, I need to get one. That was so bad because the shot of that.
They only have
it was so hype. Like, go watch the video. It just starts off from the jacket, zooms out, and you just see this badass shot of Chris right before he wrecks it in the game. It's funny.
You know what's sad about, 4 hours after that? I got the Robotnik shoes.
I'm so mad about that stuff. I still hope they're not sold out at my local store, but chances are, yeah, it's sold out.
Yeah. But we got to do that. You got to play a bunch of games. I'm just trying to think what else I played Mutant League Football, which was really cool. And I played Bloodstained. Is that all I really got? I mean, I got to play a lot more, but those are the more notable ones that I can remember off the top of my head. Yeah, that's all I can remember at the moment. What about you?
I won a medal. And for this medal, I beat people in Smash. And I was so dang happy.
You got lucky that you got paired with noobs.
I did not get paired with noobs. I got paired with a dude that was trying to sabotage me throughout every single 4-player round. He was just Ganon, and he was just trying to do down smash the entire time. Every time I get knocked down, he's like, oh man, Bowser's in the air, runs to the edge of the map, tries to get me real quick, and I just do the freaking down B real fast, like knock him real fast, and I'm like, oh, thank God I saved myself. But it was so much fun. Smash, I got to play around, I'd say, let me think. For the tournament matches, I got to play a total of around 25 minutes. Because each match was around, I think, 3 minutes in length, right?
About 5 minutes, I think it was.
Yeah, each match was 5 minutes, right?
Something like that. 3 to 5. I don't remember off the top of my head.
And I got to play around 5 matches for the tournament, and then I got a special session thanks to my buddy Luis, Gaming Vlog Network. I got to go upstairs, and I got a special private session with Smash and Pokemon Let's Go and a couple others. Overcooked is really fun for multiplayer, I will say, if anybody's looking for something fun with the friends. Overcooked's definitely it. More Smash Brothers, I noticed a lot of cool little technical tweaks that I really liked that made it feel a little bit more competitive and has a little bit more substance to it rather than Smash 4. Smash 4 was like the very basic version of Brawl, because from Melee to Brawl, you have a little bit more floaty characters, easier knockbacks real fast, and there's no more wave dashing.
Yeah.
Compared to 4... I'm sorry, what?
No, I was gonna say, yeah, and actually, you reminded me. Just been out of it. I have to go back to work today. I got a big session with Smash 2, and we actually have some footage too.
Oh, fantastic!
We'll go ahead and get that uploaded as soon as possible. But yeah,
it's good. Smash is good. I definitely would say this is the best Smash that they've made since like Melee so far. In terms of it feels good. You know, like it's easy to pick up. People said they had a problem with the Pro Controller, but I got to play with the Pro Controller and the GameCube controller. I liked both of them. I specifically prefer the Pro Controller a lot more.
I prefer the GameCube.
See, we're a little bit country. I'm a little bit rock and roll.
You got it.
But
Joey says, I watched Dying Light 2 and Control. Don't sleep on those games. Control is a Metroidvania made by Alan Wake developers, and it looks so cool.
You're effing me? It looks so cool. You were hecking me, Joey. You were hecking me. Dying Light 2 does look good, though.
Yeah, we're going to keep this PG-13. Sorry,
You're hecking me.
Joey's not here.
You potty mouth, you red lobster mother flipper.
And then my game of the show is going to be CD Projekt Red's Cyberpunk 2077.
That's good.
Me and Conrad got to see those. I know
Conrad got
into the session right after me. The rest of you tried to go on day 3, but they didn't let anybody else in.
We all lined up like it was an episode of like Always Sunny, and we just randomly run into each other there. It's like, oh hey, all of our shenanigans all led to us in line here.
But yeah, that game just looks absolutely amazing.
That's good to hear.
So much fun. The weapons loadout. This is one of those games where the choices you make will eventually affect how your gameplay goes.
I'm excited because I know Dying Light's trying to get to that too, and Dying Light does a really good job, but then I see Cyberpunk and I'm just like, wow, just the ambition from this one trailer is insane, and you got to see 50 minutes of it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Andres, what was your game of the conference, man? What do you think?
I gotta head off in a little bit, but my game of the conference I think was there's so many. I think honestly just probably The Last of Us 2, just because they showed so much. I'm a big fan of Naughty Dog, more of The Last of Us than Uncharted, but it looks like they took a lot of notes from the way they did Uncharted 4 and just like polished like the animations into gameplay, the way that the characters interact with the environment. I think the AI looks a lot smarter, which is going to be cool playing it because like they can actually communicate with each other where you are in the map.
Yeah.
And I just love the characters so much. It's going to be nice to revisit them. Mm-hmm. And I was just getting 10 minutes of gameplay was all I wanted for this E3. So
I love the cinematic gameplay. Like the gameplay looks like it's just a movie, like a cutscene still.
Yeah.
It's ambitious. I like it.
Right.
Yeah, it's crazy. So.
And I think I'm just going to simply say Smash. Like, I hate to be that person that's like so one-dimensional, but just focused all on that for me. I was really hoping for an October release date. Now I got to wait 2 more months. But, it's going to be worth the wait. All these games are going to be worth the wait. And for the next 6 months, we are going to be busy, boys.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Busy.
Well, we'll end it there for today. We'll have another discussion later on, especially when we can get everybody, like maybe Joey when he has the time in Europe to talk about all of our full experiences. But for now, you'll be able to read all our thoughts, watch our gameplay videos on our YouTube channel right here as quickly as we can get them up, because we are all working while trying to get all this stuff done. We do this because we
It's a
love it.
hard gig, guys. We love it. We love doing it. We love making all these pieces. We love putting out all the discussions. Everything we do on here is specifically to put it out to show you guys how much fun it is. And we had a great E3. And like you said, go check out Nuke the Fridge Gaming on our website, nukethefridge.com, and Nuke the Fridge Gaming right here where you're watching it. Chris, where can we find you?
You can find me on social media at Nuke the Chris. You can find all my written works as well as all of ours on nukethefridge.com. And yeah, well, how about you, Alan?
Well, you can find me at Curly Supreme on Twitter, and you can find me here at nukethefridge.com and Nuke the Fridge Gaming. Andres, where can we find you real fast?
You can find me on Twitter. I'm twitter.com/Rodega. You can also, I'm going to start a YouTube channel soon. I'm trying to figure out how that's going to go. So it's also, I don't have a URL for that, so it's a bunch of characters, but you can find it on my Twitter. So yeah.
Okay, and then you can find Kyle at Super Gaming on YouTube and Twitter. I know my boyfriend's URLs.
Who's Kyle?
Coyle. The man that went missing and the man that went red is Joseph Ferris. You can find him at Ferris Wheel Productions on Twitter and at Commonwealth Realm on YouTube.
You can also find him in the chat right now.
You can also find him in the chat getting his rocks hard over me making mistakes on the chat.
Well, he's in New York, so he's going to have some fun out there, especially
He's
since
apparently
going...
partying with Etika. Ooh.
Yeah, he's partying with Etika probably right now. Oh.
Of course, Joey wants to brag about that. Of course, Joey wants to brag about that. But I'm wishing you guys the most luck, Joey and Conrad. Have fun on your amazing world tour. And hopefully you'll be back soon. If not, get me some cool stuff from the Nintendo New York store. I mean it.
Same.
Birthday's next week. I mean it.
All right, guys. Thanks for
Well,
watching.
guys, that's episode 70. See you next week. Goodbye.
Peace.